Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket, or you're just happy to see me?
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I just realized I forgot to tweet out the stupid stream. So while Steph entertains you guys, I am going to put the tweet outs.
Oh, yeah. Entertain in the chat.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk Nerdy with Mara. We're on Mara's channel. Mara is the host today, and I am her co-host. And she is not prepared. Mara is not prepared. Hello, How
Pod.
dare she not
Hello,
be prepared? I can't believe she didn't put the tweet out.
You would not have realized the time if I didn't come into the chat to tell you we only had 25 minutes until the stream.
What are you talking about? I am very good at stopping a stream and keeping track of time. I know that on every Sunday our stream starts at 8:30 Eastern. I know. I don't have to be reminded at all. Nothing.
Oh. This brew will back me up. He will happily throw you under the bus.
No, how dare? No, he would not. He would. He's already throwing me under the bus in the chat.
Yes, he is. Just I was like, he will happily throw you under the bus.
Look, this is Mara's mess up, not mine. I was here on time.
I forgot to tweet it out, but I had the articles pulled up. I was watching the time.
And when it's my turn to host, I have all the articles pulled up as well. I just don't tweet out the stream.
Yes, you just don't tweet out the stream at all. So it's like
I never tweet out the stream. I need to start tweeting out the stream.
Yeah, I just tweeted it out. Welcome everyone. So it's obviously Talk Nerdy is on my channel this week. It'll be on her channel next week, or should be on. I don't know, because I don't know like what everyone is doing for Mother's Day. But next Sunday is Mother's Day.
It will be on my channel. Yeah. I will host, and y'all can all thank your mothers when.
Last Saturday mail. If you like this cat fight, you should go back.
By sending me a super chat or something. I don't know.
Was the Mortal Kombat discussion on your channel or mine? I can't remember which channel it was on. But if you like this cat fight, go back and watch that one. We almost came to Mortal Kombat blows over the 20.
Oh my god. It was so bad I had to private the stream. That's how bad our argument was last week. It was so bad I had to private the stream because people thought that we were really like, friendship is over. They're done. No more Talk Nerdy. It's over.
I mean, that wasn't even like our worst fight. Like I said, we almost got into Mortal Kombat blows over the 2021 movie because she liked it and I didn't. Yeah. So it's like, if that didn't break our friendship up, like the little spat last week.
That was nothing, but it got really bad. I think here's why, because I just completely ended the conversation. I was like, we're moving on, Mara. We're moving on. And people are like, their friendship is over. Oh no. Are you okay, Steph? I was like, yeah, I had to, that fight got really like I had to private the stream. I was like, oh, okay, let me just private it. I think our was it the Expendables as well that I liked?
Yeah, but I don't think we got into a fight over that. You just gave me a heart attack when you said Barney just flies the plane, and I was like, what the fuck? He formed the group. Like I
don't really like pay attention to that one.
I know, but like I nearly died in my chair when you said that. It's like Barney Ross is only the former. He only formed the group. The leader. And she's like, he just flies the plane.
He just flies the plane.
Like you killed Trey in the chat too. Trey had a heart attack basically. Like he choked on his blunt, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Well, see, I don't keep up with those movies, so for me, I was just like, it's fine.
Yeah, just like because I'm explaining to her how it completely ignored the setup in the third movie, and she's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, they brought in new people in the third movie, and they completely ignored that fact.
Well,
and they just got rid of them, and just brought in people that no one gave a shit about in the fourth movie, like they were always there." And I'm like, that's part of the reason I didn't like the movie. There was like a lot I didn't like about the movie, but yeah, that's why I had to
watch it. I watched it. And I watched that. I think that was like my very first Expendables movie.
and only one, because I told you, like, I asked you, like, did you watch the first 3? And you're like, no. I was like, yeah, you have to go back and watch the first 3.
And I never did.
And you never did.
I never did.
So
Our argument wasn't about Harry Potter. Like, it wasn't just, it started out because I didn't like The Accountant too, and Mara did. That's usually how things start out. I like something, she doesn't. And then we just go
typically, yeah. Most times we're kind of we're in semi-agreements on something. Most times. But then there are, like, times where it's like it's Mortal Kombat 2021. Expendables 4, Accountant 2 sort of situation where it ends up being like, ends up being where it's like either one of us likes it more than the other. Like, one of us hates it, one of us likes it.
Yeah. And then cat fight. We just go at it.
Yeah. But anyway, I do have some articles. So I do have some articles, one of which is about everyone's. I'm going to take a sip from this one special, about everyone's favorite person. Because she's getting a new movie.
Man, I can't find my name on a Coke.
Really? You can't?
Yeah, I can't find my name on a Coke. Like, every time I go to the gas
I had a
station,
bitch of a time finding. You have no
Coke.
idea. I've had a bitch of a time finding this because the store, right? Because the store was like, I'm looking through all of them, and the store I was looking through it like had no fucking rhyme or reason in how they were set up. I'm like, could you at least try for alphabetical order? No,
They're not going to do that, Mara. It's not a library.
It doesn't have to be a library. It just has to be in not like entirely alphabetical order, but A's over here, B's over here, C's over here, D's. And it's like A's, S's, like A's, S's, D's, F's.
They
G's,
usually
like
have like 4 spots for a Coke.
They
It's
don't.
not
Not the store I found this in. Not the store where I found this in. It's either like a big pile thing where you had to dig through it to try to find your fucking name, or
a pile of Coke.
Yeah, like a bin, basically. Like, it was a bin. It wasn't like
throw your Cokes in a bin.
Yes, he did. Yeah, it was like a fucking like cardboard bin, and not like it's either
a cardboard bin. Is it? Are they
like,
hot?
Yeah, they weren't in any refrigerated thing, so you either have to dumpster dive practically to find your fucking name in that, or like dig through like you're Indiana Jones excavating something, trying to find the lost treasure.
So you guys don't have like freezers that you open up? They're there.
They had them like in 4 places. They had someone like the mini freeze, like the fridges things, but then others like over here and like this like the little bin thing, and then over here and like the like metal like shelving thing, like end cap thing, basically. So it's like, yeah.
What?
I shit you not. I shit you not.
Do you even live in America? How do you not have like fridges for the sodas in your shop?
They do. I'm saying like not, but like they have them all over the place too. So it's
but
like
I've never been to a shop that has a cardboard box full of sodas.
Yeah, you need to come to my state and I'll show you.
What the heck? What is that hot? Are you drinking a hot Coke?
No, this is cold. I made sure that it's cold. But it wasn't in the fridge. It was not in the fridge. All right, but like I said, like you had no idea how far it was to fucking find this one.
I can't find my name.
So I told last talking. I've known a Rachel my whole life.
It had Quarter Black. It had Quarter Black's name on it. I posted it on Instagram because I was getting mad. I was like, I can't find my fucking name.
You would think like yours would be probably more common than mine.
I'm gonna send you a photo of it, Mara, because I took a picture of like the sodas on the shelf because I was upset I couldn't find my name.
I was like, Stephanie's more common than mine, and
I'm sending you a picture. I'm gonna be look. Hold on.
You know what? Fuck it, chat. Last Talks in Mail. I told you I knew one my entire life. You just didn't.
Seriously, our fridges have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have like six slots. 6 slots for Cokes. How are you going to put them in alphabetical order in the 6 slots?
Just put
Who photographs Coke? Like, shut up, Disper.
Yeah.
I do. I photograph Coke.
Anyway, I'm going to say hello to the chat while Steph finds this picture to send to me. Do you would think
I'm going to text it to you.
Be able to find her name more than I could find mine.
No, I'm going to text it to you. Mara.
Yeah. But anyway, Trey, hello's ready for the cringe. There's some cringe.
See? Taylor, Gavin, Lillian, Seth. 2 Seths, by the way. 2 Seths.
My pin this my
Dose.
PayPal.
Seth.
If you
2.
want to directly
Are there
donate,
2
appreciate it.
And then Garrett. And I posted that picture, and Melissa was like, quarterback Garrett. It's like, yeah. Garrett has a Coke. You don't have fridges like that?
No, I'm saying I do, but it's again like they put them in multiple places in the store, so they're not all in the mini fridges or anything, basically. So it's like
Ours
find them on
are
end
all
cap.
in the fridge.
Not
No matter
the,
where you go, they're all in the fridge. We don't have a cardboard box full of Coke.
Oh, you would have been like laughed hysterically because I almost dumpster dived into it because I was like, I'm fucking finding my name. If it
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm like digging through this thing.
Mara
I'm, like,
gets mad
pulling
at the
out-
person at the counter. How dare you not put these in alphabetical order? Do you know how hard it was to find Rachel?
I was like almost. You know what?
I'm
almost
doing
did.
a stream
I
about
almost did, 'cause
Rachel Zegler,
I'm
and
sitting-
I needed the Coke that said Rachel.
I was at the end cap, and I probably looked like a crazy woman because I'm like, wow, like why the fuck are they all over the place? Why the fuck? Did I find my name? And I'm like just talking to myself. It's like I just want to find my fucking name. Like where did I pulling them out? Like trying to look for the ones behind.
That's so she look at how Mara is committed to the stream. She's like, I will find a Rachel Zegler soda so I can bring it up on Talk Nerd.
I found the only one. It's like those cartoons where you run through the store like I hold it up like Rafiki holds up Simba. I found it.
Man, I still can't find my name. I'm upset. I've never found it. I've gone into like 3 different shops when I'm getting gas. Nope. None. 0 zip.
Yeah. Yes, we'll talk about Russ.
Sometimes I'll just look at the Cokes to see if I can find my name. Nope.
Russ did come out this weekend, and we'll be talking about how much it made. So it did have a limited theater release, but you'll love this chat. But anyway, Desolation. Sorry. Desolation, good to see you. Mr. Bentham, hello. Last Toxic Male, his name is perfect. Just ask Muzza's mom. I believe it.
Muzza.
Retro Collective, aka Gaming or What, good to see you. Daniel, hello. J.O., sorry, I keep hiccuping. We were a little late, not too late.
I had to have a quick bite.
I am not going to be dressed as Rey, nor do I celebrate Star Wars Day today. If I were still at all invested in fandom, if I were still at all invested in the fandom, I celebrate it May 25th.
I know you celebrate it May 25th. I celebrate it on the 6th.
I thought it was Revenge of the 5th.
No, it's Revenge of the 6th. Is it Revenge of the 5th?
I thought it was Revenge of the... Well, it's either one. But I could have sworn it was Revenge of the 5th because it sounded more like Sith.
I thought it was because it started with an S, Revenge of the 6th.
I know, but I'm saying it's like, I don't know.
Oh my god, I can't even remember anymore. I haven't celebrated anything Star Wars in a long time.
I was like,
Tell me, chat, which one? Who's right? Who's right?
Revenge of the 5th. Oh my god. Patrick's saying Revenge of the 5th. I could have sworn it was Revenge of the 5th.
Oh, maybe it is Revenge of the 5th.
Yeah.
Happy Star Wars Day, Mara. You must be so excited.
Oh, yeah.
So freaking happy.
What makes me more excited is that I celebrate I celebrate the same my birthday the same day, essentially, as Daisy Ridley, because she's an April 10th baby too. So I celebrate my fucking birthday the same day Ray does. That just warms my heart, chat. You have no idea.
Wait, you guys share a birthday?
Yeah, she's April 10th.
Mara, you should love all the Star Wars then. Like, come on.
Yeah,
it's meant to be. Mara.
No.
Yeah, it's meant to be. You are Rey. You are Rey Skywalker. I can't even say that without gagging.
Yeah, you couldn't even say it. Like, don't like. I was like, you should probably just stop. Sarah Crystal, hello. Jimmy, okay, hold on. Jimmy the Kaz, hello. Which kind of jumped on me. Disparu, yeah, he came in. I told you, he's more than he's willing to shoot you in the game. What makes you think he wouldn't throw you under the bus?
He did. He threw me under the bus. Like as I was saying, Disparu would never throw me under the bus. he was literally throwing me under the bus in the chat.
Yes, I know. I was like, because I'm like watching it happen as I'm like doing the tweet, because I'm like seeing this on my other monitor. Like he's just throwing you under the bus.
Yeah.
Dinner bells, hello. Darrell, what is up? If I missed anyone, I do apologize. Super secret from Mr. Tex. Thank you so much, Mr. Tex. Good to see you. If I missed anyone again, I do apologize. Mike Noss, hello. It's been raining like almost every day over here, and I'm getting sick of it.
We had like a really bad thunderstorm day before yesterday for like 2 days in a row. It was like super cloudy and rainy, and like my house was shaking. I thought I was gonna lose power like to everything. My house was shaking. I could hear shit like that was on my desk like rattle. The thunder was that bad. It was crazy.
We had
last couple of days it's been nice.
Wednesday, I ended up. I think I just like took a break from streaming last week, but Wednesday I think it's like we got. So Tuesday or Wednesday we got like a really bad thunderstorm to the point where it's like 80-mile-an-hour winds. That happened, and there's still people without power around in the area. That's how bad it was.
I like windy days.
So I don't
Yesterday
mind.
was nice and windy. It was like, it was such a great day. It was
Thank you,
like
Trey.
low 80s and windy. I had to just be outside. It was so nice.
I just like don't like I like rainy weather when I'm sleeping to it, but every day when I have to mow the lawn, it makes the grass grow faster, which means I have to mow the lawn more. Which is what I don't like. This is my Discord. Yeah, I do watch parties there. When I do multiplayer streams, I have like voice channels over there for that. Just did a watch party of Smile 2 yesterday.
Oh, creepy.
Have you seen either of the Smile movies?
No. I've seen the previews, the trailers. They look scary.
Well, they're, I guess, psychologically scary, basically. But of the two, in my opinion, you don't really have to watch the first one because it's like just one long prologue, and it felt like it tried to be something it wasn't. Just watch the second one, in my opinion. Patrick, what is up?
Okay, I'll just watch a scary movie by myself. Oh,
watch it during. I tell her watch it during the day, so that way you have the rest of the day to watch comedies and funny, like cute stuff, things like that. So that's the last thing on your mind is.
Well, if I watch a scary movie, it's always going to be during the day. I never watch a scary movie at night. Too scary.
I think I've told you that when I marathoned all of the Friday the 13th movies, I had a weird dream where I was at Camp Crystal Lake, and Jason was walking and basically doing his shit, walking around and killing people, and for some reason it made sense in my mind in the dream where I was like, he never looks in the cars. It's like he never looks in the cars. It made sense in the dream. I got out of the cars and hid down in the back, and he never looks in the cars, and it's like just dawned on me in my dream.
Did you go in the car?
I got in the car and I'm watching this, like I'm watching go back and forth in my dream. I'm conscious of this. And I'm like, I was right. But it was like one of those where it's like just end up being weird.
It's not weird if it saved your life.
Yeah, but I'm like,
you're
did
still
it register
alive
me because like I actually noticed it in the movies and just weirdly manifested in my dreams to the point where I was like, I end up being right, or I don't know.
I woke up like breathing really hard, like because I was terrified because I had a bad dream last night. It was scary. Yeah, it was. I was being human trafficked. It was a scary.
Oh god, I was like,
yeah, I'm not like. Well, here's the thing. I saw a reel. I think I saw a reel of it was like this lady that was warning people about human trafficking. Like right before I went to bed, it was probably like one of the last things that I saw on my phone, because like I was reading and then I was like, okay, I'm ready to go to bed, and so like I laid down and I started watching I started looking at like TikTok, and so
that's
that was one of the last things. It was like a warning about human trafficking. So when I fell asleep, I had a dream about human trafficking, and I woke up like, oh my god, like it was scary.
So Chad's like, what the freak stuff?
I know. It was scary. Like I usually never remember my dreams. Like I know I dream because like I'll wake up and know that I dreamt something, but I will never I won't remember it. I'll forget it like once I'm awake and getting coffee and stuff, I'll be like, I had a dream, but I don't remember what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But last night, that was a traumatizing dream, so I was scared, and so I remember it. I don't remember the good ones. I only remember the bad ones.
Did I ever tell you my weird dream, like after watching Gremlins when I was a kid?
Patrick said that is pretty specific.
Yeah.
Did anyone come and save you? No, nobody saved me.
Well, next time, like, you know, it's like, like, hopefully next time you have the dream is like whenever I'm visiting, so you can, like, you know, wake me up and I'll come save you in your dream, basically. Okay. I'll just like fighting off Jason.
It was like the reel that I watched, or I'm sorry, like the TikTok that I watched. It was just like I'm watching all of this happen. Like I'm not me. I'm looking my hat. I'm looking at everything that's happening. It was very third person, but it was scary.
I liked Ben Affleck as Batman. I thought he was like a good, like, Batman in his prime Batman. Just wasted by Warner Brothers, pretty much.
Yeah, I was wasted.
Raging Rhino, good day. Good day. Good to see you. Hope everything's going well for you. Wait for the 5th movie, Mazza would say. Yeah, he would. Make sure I don't miss anyone. Psychotic Mongoose. Hello, Tommy Doyle. What is up? Stig Kenobi, our DM. Yeah, I'll have this one time in D&D. Story for you all tomorrow. I'm gonna try my hand at playing that Claire Obscure game, but the game I'm like looking forward to, like when it drops, is Doom Dark Ages, which should be dropping a week from Wednesday. So let's see.
There's a game that I wanted to play, but I forgot what it was called.
The other game I want to play, that's kind of like, I guess, Doom-esque or whatever, is Witchfire. That's another game I want to play.
I wrote it down somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's somewhere. I don't know where it is.
My mouth is not listening to me.
I'm listening to you.
No, my mouse is not listening to me. I'm trying to. I
took a picture of the Coke because I could never find my name, and I wanted to complain about it on Instagram. If you were on Instagram, you would know.
Yeah. Mr. T knows. It must be a Northeast thing or something. I don't know. They're like, it's cold enough here. It doesn't get too hot. We'll just throw them in.
When it's Christmas ones, they come out, and what did he say? They're in the...
they're
the one. Okay, and they're hot. So the only ones that I've ever seen, and they're not even like in a box, like in a cardboard box. They have these like plastic bins for them, and they're the Christmas ones because they're balls. They're in the shape of ornaments.
Mm-hmm.
They put those in like these plastic bins things, but I've never seen like actual bottles of Coke.
I'll have to take a picture of it next time I'm in the store.
Yeah. Send me your poor people Coke. I'll be right back.
It's not poor. It's just, I guess, just like lazy. It's really what it is. Let's see. I mean, is no one getting it? Okay, there's at least one other. Let's put it that way. She'll be right back. I think that's why I said, like, Steph is more common. It's a more common name.
Okay, but I still can't find.
I know. I'm saying. I'm just like highlighting it. You know what? How about if I find one, I'll ship it to you. If I find one, I'll have to go to like the stores around here. Can't guarantee it'll still be cold, but I'll send it to you.
You're gonna find my name in the cardboard box full of Coke.
Well, hopefully in the actual like little fridges.
Oh.
If I miss anyone, I do apologize. Say no, I have some super chats. Dimajanai, hello.
What's up, Demon Genie?
Oh, come on. Hey, Roberts, good to see you. Let's see. Movie Metal Rock McDonald. If Rachel Zegler gets cast in Lethal Weapon as Riggs' daughter, I would laugh because I don't buy Rachel Zegler as a badass. I think that's a troll thing going around.
You know what? It is a troll thing, but I want to see it. I want to see it. No, the account that tweeted that out is 100% a troll.
Yeah, it's a troll.
But I don't care. Do it. Do it.
It's like two of the most hated women recently. Basically, Cynthia Erivo and Rachel Zegler, and like, they're gonna play Riggs and Murtaugh's daughters.
Did you see? Hold on, let me see if I bookmarked it. Did you see that video of Cynthia Erivo that's been going around where she's singing?
Oh, it's like from the top, and it looks like these like.
She's got these arms. Huge fucking hands.
Yeah, these goblin arms and hands.
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. It's gonna be right at the top. I just know. Yeah, there it is. Look. Like, I didn't even see it on Twitter at first.
I saw it, like her. Yeah, like look at her nails. Like that, like doesn't help because it looks like goblin hands.
Oh, she's singing "River Deep, Mountain High." That's a good song. Look at her hands, girl.
Nosferatu, like, fucks, Jesus.
Like, I know that the Nosferatu comparisons were like, were out there at one point, but this is Nosferatu.
That's Nosferatu. That's fucking
this
Nosferatu.
Is 100% Nosferatu. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, but her hands aren't long. Oh my God. The first time that I saw this was on Instagram. Like, I was just scrolling reels, and I saw this multiple times. People could not believe it. They started like putting her next to Nosferatu and all of these comparisons. This one person drew her. Oh my gosh, it was really bad. But dude, do you see that? Look at her hands.
I see it. I'm not saying like, it's like, look up like fancy pictures of goblins. Look at their hands. Like they're always like, these long fingers with these long claws. Like they're like obscenely like large hands in comparison to their arms. That's what that looks like to me.
Is she barefoot?
No, I think she might have sandals kind of shoes on, but I can't tell. It's like the lighting is.
It looks like she rolled out of bed, like in her nightie, and went to the show.
Right? Yeah, it does look like a slip. Type
she looks barefoot, like all that. Rolled out of bed, and her hands are so big, dude.
It really doesn't help.
Why do her hands look like that?
It really does not help that she's bald in this.
Why do her hands look like that? Oh my gosh.
I'm just gonna continue saying Bianca Belair's the day before. Why couldn't her birthday be on like my birthday? And then I'd be like, okay.
You're the chosen. I share a birthday with I think Jim Henson. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's Jim Henson.
Let's see. Alejandro. Thunderbolts is just fine. Greetings from Chile. Good to see you, Alejandro. Steph will be talking about Thunderbolts because she saw it. I didn't. So I was like, you know what? You can spoil it for me. And what's funny, Chad, is when I told her that, she was like, is there a special copy out there? Because I forgot. I forgot what it was about.
I forgot like the first half of the movie. I was like, can you send me a copy? Because I forgot what it was about already. Yeah. So. Dun, dun. Yeah, I share a birthday with Jim Henson. I don't share a birthday with anybody cool except for him. Oh, Kevin Sorbo, let's go.
There's that. Hey, yeah. Demond, $2. If Mara was a Skywalker, she's Mara Jade Skywalker. Yes.
But she shares a birthday with Rey Skywalker.
Like he died.
Nasty.
Let's see.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut the front door. I do not share a birthday with this person. Come on. No way. Hold on.
Thank you for the super sticker, Spirian. It is, I gotta scroll back up. A pair saying, how's it going? Thank you so much, Spirian. Hurts Donut.
I do. I share a birthday with Wiccan from Agatha All Along. Joe Luck. Wiccan.
Did not meet Robert Englund, unfortunately, but would like to, hopefully. I know how to mow a lawn. Basically, my parents' philosophy with myself and my siblings growing up is if you were tall enough to see over something, you were old enough to learn how to do it. So, like, you're tall enough to see over the washer and dryer, you're old enough to learn how to do laundry. If you're tall enough to see over the lawnmower, you're old enough to learn how to mow the lawn. If you're tall enough to see over the counter, well, you're old enough to at least learn how to make your own sandwiches. So I've basically been taught self-reliance since I was tall enough in my parents' eyes to learn how to do shit. So I can even do basic plumbing. And like basic and I'll be helping my mom replace her doorknob, so I can do that stuff too.
I can do that stuff. I taught myself that kind of. I can't do plumbing though. I did housework because I'm a girl and I had to do.
I can do like basic plumbing. Like I'll be replacing the innards in her tank, so I'll be doing that for her.
What?
So I'll be like the innards in the tank, basically the flush valve system, things like that. I'll be replacing that for her because it periodically runs. So I gotta put in a new flapper or new flush valve, like fill line valve system, basically that stops it from running whenever it reaches that point in the tank.
What are you talking about?
Okay, never mind. People I guess men in the chat.
Are you talking about plumbing?
Yeah, I'm saying that in the tank under her toilet, basically. I said I gotta fix
the toilet tank. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Get it out.
I was so lost. I was so lost. Like, what's she talking
about? Porg. May the 4th be with you. I'll be going to my local Star Wars bar, Scum and Villainy Cantina tomorrow, and troll Disney. Star Wars shills by wearing my Star Trek uniform. Yeah, good on you. So would it be I do have a tattoo on my lower back. So
that's
the fucking fact, so the fucking fact that I do have one and I share a birthday with Rey fucking Skywalker. I have a tramp stamp on my lower back.
I think a lot of people have tramp stamps.
So
I don't like that they're called tramp stamps. Give it like
not really. I might add to it because it's the Turkish word for love or my love, but I want to maybe like add to it so it's a little bit of extension. Turkish word for my love. Like love. But I might add to it. I don't know. If I miss anyone again, I do apologize. You had a dream back when Jeepers Creepers came out. After watching the movie, I had a dream that the creeper was hunting me. That would be fucking scary.
Oh, man. Jeepers Creepers 2?
Mm-hmm.
That movie scared the crap out of me.
I'm familiar with Vampire the Masquerade. I've never played it, but I'm familiar with it. Not the World of Darkness games. Smile 2 is going to be a classic. I'm wanting to see what they do with Smile 3 based on how Smile 2 ended, but I'm not going to say anything.
Mara, the chat wants to see your tramp stamp.
Okay, hold on.
Wait.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Last Toxic Mail.
You have to pay to see Mara's tramp stamp, okay?
If I miss it, we do
show her skin. I demand money.
I mean, I did tell Last Toxic Mail that he owes me like what, 5 or 10 kick gift subs if I proved that there was a hot Rachel out there.
All right, for no less than $25.
She said it. $25, and I'll turn around and show.
$25. Mara will show you her tramp stamp. You don't get to see it for free.
So, but anyway. So what do you want to talk? Do you want to talk about Thunderbolts first because you saw the movie, and we can kind of talk about the box office a little bit while you're talking about at least like just a little bit. I'm not gonna go into details basically, but because it's on track to make a decent box office for the weekends.
Well, I think it's coming in within projections for domestic, isn't it? I think. If
I believe so, basically. But here, like, it's basically office goal to fire up its first weekend of summer. Fire up the first weekend with 75 to 80 million domestic and at least 90 million internationally. So like basically 170 million global bow. Could be closer to 180, but we don't have the final count just yet because when this article came out, it was yesterday, and the weekend numbers aren't complete until after today. So did I go into where it compares? No. But like you saw it, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess overall rating. I guess what would you give it? It's like
I don't know, like a 3 or 4. I mean, a lot of people are saying like, "Oh my gosh, this is the best movie, the best Marvel movie." Marvel's back. I don't agree.
I want to know like since when, basically. Like if you're comparing it to,
I think that like everything since Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Since Disney Plus has just,
I didn't know you had leggings homogenized.
It's just been going downhill. I've basically said that it's like the past couple of years of Marvel garbage and Marvel crap, Marvel poop. This is probably like the poop covered cherry on top of the pile of poop.
Okay, I'll show.
Yeah,
real fast. Gravy D gifted me and Mike Hill to send $25. Gravy D did give me Witchfire. Thank you so much. And Mike Hill sent this $25 super chat. So, okay. Can you see this?
Full screen yourself, Mara.
Hold on, I want to make sure the camera can show. All right. Hold
on. We saw your butt crack.
Well, it's a tramp stamp. What the fuck are you going to think is going to kind of show?
I'm just kidding. We didn't see your butt crack.
I know, but there it is. Like I said, I got proof that I have a tramp stamp.
It's pretty.
So, yeah.
What is it again? What does it mean?
Like love or my love in Turkish, basically. So, yeah, I have a tramp stamp.
My love. Why do you have my love on your butt?
Because my one boyfriend was Turkish. So, he taught me that word. Got as a tattoo. That's why I want to kind of add to it.
You got... Wait a second.
This was years ago. Wait a sec.
You got a tattoo for a man.
Kind of.
You're not supposed to get tattoos.
I don't get names. Or anything like that. But this is like a word. And I'm part Turkish. So in my defense, I have Turkish heritage. So
Mara.
I want to add to it.
I don't like relationship tattoos.
Yeah, but I want to I want to find like a sentence with the word in it and add to it so it goes across the entirety of my back. That way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be a pain in the ass to remove it. So.
I'm not a fan of relationship. I've gotten tattoos with people, like my best friends and stuff, but like I won't get a tattoo with like in a relationship or something like that. Like,
yeah.
No.
So like it's also, like I said, it is part of my heritage. So it's not like I just did it for him, like him.
Yeah. I see too many people like getting tattoos with like, their significant other, and then like they end up breaking up and they have to either get it removed or covered up. I don't want to deal with that.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's like, at least it's like not his name. Otherwise, I would have been like, yeah, I gotta get removed, basically. So it's like I draw the line at like either an image of the person, or unless it's like one of those in remembrance tattoos kind of a thing that I've seen people do, or their name. So
I wouldn't mind getting a tattoo with my significant other if, like, I don't know, if we were married or something. Like there I would get one. You're locked in. But I don't know if I would do it like if I wasn't. I'm not against it. I wouldn't do it with like a boyfriend or something.
Yeah. Even then I'd be like probably not, just because I don't know. Anything could happen for him, and you don't want that reminder.
Nah, you're locked in.
Like you heard that, chats.
Yeah. You're locked in. You're never getting rid of me.
Hold on.
Michael
Never
says, unless you get divorced, no, you're locked in.
Person 2. Part of the super chat from Damaj and I, Mara the leggings was a conversation we had. Oh, it's the whole fog talk we had on your show. Okay. It's been a year. Like, when I say it's been a year, I mean it's been like a crazy year for me. So it's, you ask Stig. I was like, started playing D&D, and I was like out of character. What the fuck did we do last week? Like, what? Like, what do we have to do this week? Because I couldn't remember what we had decided on, and like what we were going to do. That's like, the state of my mind right now. So,
I thought
no, I'm not
married. I'm not married.
So, one of the next tattoos I want to get, is either, I can't see the posters, but I have the posters for the Boondock Saints right there. The words tattooed on their fingers, but tattooed, up my hip area, basically. So Veritas and Equitas, like here on sides here.
Mara,
angel wings.
Would you get my name tattooed on you?
Not your name, but I will I will do this because you're always kind of like pushing me to get like an arm tattoo kind of situation. And I mentioned that maybe I would get like a Revy tattoo, like the Revy Chibi. But how about I make you happy at least a little bit, but still connected to Revy, and get a replica of her tattoo, which goes down my arm.
What do I have to do with Revy?
No, I'm saying it's like it'll make you happy because it's an arm tattoo, and it'll make me happy because it's connected to Revy. So I will have get an arm tattoo. Because you
I want you to put my name on your body.
How about this? I'll put it in barcode.
What if we got like stars together?
I mean, it's like matching tattoos, yeah. But I'm like I said, I draw the line at names.
Yeah, we'll get stars. We'll get like stars on our wrists or something.
But I'll get like your name in the image of like a barcode on the back of my neck, basically.
Oh, what if it was Morse code?
Yeah, like Morse code, like on the back of my neck, like the dots and long dots, the dots and long dots as Seth puts it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm putting Mara's name on my neck. I don't want to do it on my neck. That's a bad spot. There are spots on my body that I refuse to get tattooed. Back of my neck is one of them. Because you can I don't know. You can see that.
Last looked me up for $2. My nerdy equals on left cheek, home equals right cheek.
Yeah. I live there.
You don't want to say that. It's like you know where you'd be living.
Mara would be sitting on me every day.
I'm not going to touch that one. I'm not going to touch that one. You just made last Toxic Males Day, but I'm not going there. Anyway, I know I saw like your tweet agreeing with, was it Quarter Black? About
Captain America.
Captain America, yeah, because like they had a Russell basically. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the movie starts out with like Yelena saying something like "I fucking hate my life" or something like that. Mm-hmm. She says something like it starts off zoomed in on her face, like right here, and she's just like, "I hate my life." That's it. She's like, "I hate my life," and then she like falls off the building. It centers around Yelena. That's the movie. It centers around her, but it's not a great movie. It's 100% a movie about mental health. And I think like a lot of people loved it. I was on George's stream and Chado loved it, and he was saying that like it is a great representation, blah blah blah. He was saying that like all of the things that people are praising, it's great, talking about it and talking about your feelings, blah blah blah. And he said that it is a movie for women because it deals with a bunch of feelings, and that was the only thing that I agreed with him on. I was like, I agree 100%. That women will love this movie because it is a movie that is about your feelings. That's what this movie is. Everybody dealing with your feelings. It's a movie about feelings. Unfortunately, like every time that they mentioned something like that, or they mentioned mental illness, or I rolled my eyes at it. I was thinking, since like they talked about and referenced. Well, hold on, sorry. My computer just started talking to me. I was thinking
I had to find a way to visit Steph first, Samaj and I. Then I'll figure out when I'm going to be meeting other people. So, but thank you for the $2 super chat.
I was thinking that since they referenced the Battle of New York in the first, from the first Avengers, I mean, they had so many references and they talked about it and all of the Battle of New York. I was thinking, okay, well, this movie is probably going to mirror the Avengers movie and the way they, there's going to be a Battle of New York. They're all going to have to come together at some point. It's not even mid. It's like just the way it all happens. Yeah.
And sometimes I think like mid is like worse than if it was complete shit, because at least like you could like easily pinpoint like what you don't like about it. But if it's just blah, it's like it like just leaves you with nothing. It's
really nothing. It's so like anticlimactic. Their whole when they're in like their whole like we're together, we're going to save this one thing, and they do this whole thing, and then like the people of New York are clapping for them for some reason. I've never seen that happen at all in New York, or even in an MCU movie. And I'm trying to remember, like I could be missing something because I haven't watched all of the TV shows, but I don't remember at any point, maybe in a Spider-Man movie, although I still can't remember, for like people like there being a huge threat, right? And this is the MCU, so there's been plenty of threats in New York. And they stopped this one, and the people just stop being scared. They stop running, and they just clap for them. I don't remember that ever being a thing in
even in the first Avengers,
even
in the first Avengers, like maybe there were people there that were kind of in the line of fire that they had to save, but that was because like they were pinned or they were trapped and they couldn't like.
Nobody ever stops to clap.
No, they didn't stop to clap. That was it. But that was
this was such a weird thing to have happen, because like they save John Walker, that's his name, right?
Walker, basically.
Walker like saves this lady from being crushed under this huge concrete slab, but he's not strong enough so she gets away, but he's not strong enough to like save himself, so he's really struggling to pull it over. And then all of the other Thunderbolt people, go and help him push it. They, mind you, they don't know what's behind them. For all they know, there could be people behind them or something, but they don't know what's behind them. But they push it. They finally like push it, and everybody just sort of like stops, stares, and starts to clap for them.
The way you described it, I mean, I don't know how big that slab was, but Bucky should have been able to move it by himself to help Walker. Why do they all need to help? Because Bucky's strong. He has a super soldier serum in him. All he would have had to do was.
So does Walker. He couldn't do it.
No, but I think Bucky.
Like, everybody had to be there. Even Yelena. I was like, what are you gonna do?
I know. I'm saying, but like Bucky, didn't he get the super soldier serum? So he should have been able to help Walker lift it easily. Just by like those two. I'm like, why are the rest having to help them?
Yeah, even like Yelena and Ghost are there trying to push it over, and I'm thinking to myself, what are y'all gonna? You don't have super strength. What are y'all gonna do? Why are y'all helping? But yeah, they like everybody just sort of stops and thinks like there's no threat, right? The threat is over. The building just fell for some reason, and there's no more threat, and they just applaud for them. It was such a weird thing for like the people of New York to do, who have had to deal with threat after threat after threat, and they don't know like. If the threat is over, normally they would be running, seeking shelter or something like that.
Seeking shelter.
They've been through multiple threats. You would think that they would be running. Yeah.
Seeking shelter, and if like if they're not sure if it's safe or not, they wouldn't just stand out in the open. They'd be peeking around like a corner, things like that.
No, they were there. They like were there and clapping for them. It was such a weird thing to have happen in the movie. I'm like, why are when I was watching, I'm like, why are they clapping for them? That's weird. Why on earth are they clapping?
Tara Crystal did
they're right, and I was right because like the threat wasn't over.
Yeah. I don't know, but according to the Google check, Bucky Barnes, so that's why he's a super soldier because he got the super soldier serum, is capable of lifting around 800 pounds over his head. Some sources suggest he could potentially lift up to 1,500 pounds. So him and John Walker should have been able to easily lift that slab.
And Red Guardian, because isn't Red Guardian like he's like this, took a different version of the super serum? It was,
I think so. Just those three alone should have been easily just like lifted, like saved that woman.
Their soldier serum.
Yeah.
Yeah, they push over the concrete slab. They all needed to come together.
Yeah.
Push over the concrete slab.
They'd have a kumbaya moment.
Nothing
basically.
burger. It was a huge nothing burger that brought them all together. Also, like Walker and Red Guardian to some extent were my favorite characters in the movie. Everybody else, like even Bucky had like a great scene where he's on a motorcycle. It was a great scene, you know. It was a really great scene. Unfortunately, like, that's it. That's all the action. There was a good scene where they have to fight the main villain. What is his name? Sentry. His name is Sentry.
I just remember that
Sentry is like going easy on him because like he's basically Superman and they can't do anything to him. You know?
Yeah, I'm saying Sentry's Superman, the Marvel Superman.
They can't do anything to him, and he's taking it easy on them. He has no reason to kill them. And so that's why he's not killing them. He's just sort of like incapacitating them. That's what he's doing. He's incapacitating them. He's not killing them. And then he's told to kill them. And he's like, why should I kill them? They're not a threat to me. And that's why he doesn't kill them, because they're not a threat. He doesn't see them as a threat. So he doesn't think that they need to die.
I have to ask you something real fast.
Yeah.
They're not a threat to him, but he had no problem sending innocent civilians to the void or something. Because in the trailer, he's like,
that is different. That's different. Yeah. So Sentry is like the good version.
Okay.
He has another side to him because the guy who is Sentry, Bob is his name. He's bipolar, and they put him through all of
that's Lewis Pullman's
they put him through all of that stuff, and he survives, but he's bipolar. So Sentry is one personality, and then he has the Void. The Void is another personality.
Okay, that's why I was a little confused, because I'm like, wait a minute, I'm watching the trailer, and he's like just like voiding all these innocent civilians left and right. But he has a problem like killing the people.
And he's not killing them, Mara. He's just giving them really bad depression.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, he's sending them into their trauma.
And that's Lewis Pullman, that who plays Sentry, right?
Yeah.
Do you realize you saw Top Gun Maverick, right?
Yeah, his name's Bob in there too.
Yeah,
his name's Bob. And he's like, I'm just Bob. That means Maverick, Tom Cruise, it's a part of the MCU. It's all connected. It's all connected.
Oh my god. So Bob becomes Sentry in the Void.
Bob becomes Sentry.
Yeah.
There was this one part in the movie that I was just like, why are you doing that? Like, Yelena has no faith in any of her male counterparts. Bob specifically. For some reason, she like takes pity on Bob, and she takes Bob under her wing, like a pet, essentially. So she views this man as a pet, so much so that she puts him on like a leash. She ties him to herself, because he's like, I can help. And she's like, no, Bob, you can't help. And she like ties Bob to her while she's like fighting. So he's just attached to her. She's treating him like a pet or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's really dumb. And I'm
I'm
watching like, how is she doing that? Because like, she's not super strong. She doesn't have super strength, but she's like, she attaches Bob to her and is able to like move around with him while on it, and like, you know, fight people while he's attached to her. It's the stupidest thing. So fucking weird.
So it's like not like that. Like, you know, like those child leashes, basically, is what I'm thinking of. Basically, like you can't trust the child not to wander off in the mall, so you attach this like leash thing.
Yes,
to it. So, that's what I'm thinking of when you describe it that way. So basically, does anybody care if there are spoilers? Because I told her that she could spoil the shit for me. I'm not gonna watch this movie. But I figure at some point they defeat him. I say defeat loosely. How do they defeat him?
Okay, so he's basically so depressed that he is covering New York in darkness. He's giving everybody depression. All right, New York is being covered in the void, in darkness, and everybody's disappearing, and you think that they're dying. He's just like turning them into dust, and all that's left is a void, is their shadow, you know. But that's not what's happening. He's sending them to the void. So he's sending them to go and, I don't know, deal with their trauma or some shit. He's giving them depression. So what happens is, like, Yelena walks, instead of running away from it, she walks into it.
Okay.
So she walks into the void, and it takes her throughout the movie. You kind of see, you see Walker's. We'll talk about that in a second, but you see Walker's like void. I guess you see his depression, where like if you touch Bob, he sends you somewhere. So he'll send you to like your deepest pain or something, your deepest trauma. So throughout the movie, you kind of see that. So he touches Walker, and you see what Walker's trauma is. He touches Yelena, and nobody says anything, by the way. None of these people are like, dude, I just touched Bob and I was sent somewhere. Nobody says anything. They just keep it to themselves. But Yelena touches him, and he sends her somewhere. He sends her to her trauma. And even like Elaine, that's not her name, but the chick from Seinfeld. What is her name in the movie? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Whoever
I know
that girl. I don't remember her name in the movie.
Louis-Dreyfus, basically.
Yeah. She even touches him. And it sends and we see her trauma, which has nothing to do with the movie. Nothing. You just see it. You just see it. It has absolutely no bearing on the movie whatsoever. It doesn't make her more frightened of him. It doesn't make her anything. Nothing. It doesn't make her anything of him. It's just he sends her there. She comes back, and she's just like, oh, shake it off. Like that has nothing to do with anything. You just sort of see it. So yeah, she's basically Amanda Waller. Yeah. But so Yelena goes into the void, and you see her trauma. And at first she tries to like interact with it, but she's unsuccessful. And so instead of like, I don't know, dealing with it or something, she like runs away from it and into like, she goes through a wall and into another part of her subconscious, another part of her trauma. And she again busts through the wall until she like sees a mirror, and she can see like Bob. She sees Bob's reflection, and she calls out to Bob, and she's like, I know you're in here. Let me see you. Blah, blah, blah. So she like goes through another part of the void, and he like lets her in because Bob is in there, like literally like sitting down, kind of crouched, meek, you know. And so she talks to him, and he's like, this is the quietest part. All of these rooms are too scary for me. And then like all of the other Thunderbolts are on the street, and they're trying to calm down the Red Guardian, because he like basically just made up with his daughter, and he's like crying because she went in there and they don't know what happened to her, and they're just like, okay, let's go in after her. And I honestly thought when they did that, I thought that we were going to see more, right? Let's see their individual traumas. Like, let's see how they deal with it. Let's see how they get through it, how they make their way through to Yelena. But you don't see any of it. You don't see any of it. At one point, all of them at the exact same time bust through the wall.
Okay.
And find Yelena and Bob. So you don't see like anything that they go through, and they just have like these just passing statements, like Bucky. He's just like, oh yeah, my past is great. I loved living through it again. They like sort of make light of it. They make fun of it.
It's like that's like why I checked out of Marvels, because they make light of like what should be heavy situations. Like if you want us to start rooting for them as a group, as the Thunderbolts, then have them like, you know, not just work together physically fighting off the enemy, but emotionally, basically, like as
Yeah.
they're going through, like it's like talking Bucky out of it, basically, have you seen the original It, basically?
Dude, this reminded me of It. I'm not even joking.
No, but
This reminded me of Stephen King's It. I was like, okay, so like they're the losers club. You know how It attacks them individually, and you kind of see what they're individually afraid of.
Yeah,
it's the same thing here, but not as direct. He just sort of touches them, and you see like their individual trauma type thing. And then at the very end, they come together and they attack the source of of their fears or whatever. And then they basically say, we're not afraid of you, and then they end it in a group hug. Like they literally they end in a group hug. Like that's what I was thinking when I was watching this movie. I was like, all right, there's a losers club. Because like in the very first Avengers, the Avengers go through, the death of Coulson, right? They all deal with that death. Coulson has touched each of them individually. They have arguments, and we see them sort of coming together as a team and fighting together as a team. And they're the Avengers now. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. We don't get to see them fight anything as a team. If anything, like they lose, right? Yeah. They try to fight Sentry, they lose and run away. And they start like saving people from falling debris, and then they're a team now. And then like we don't even get to see them fighting anything as a team. Like it was the weirdest team up I've ever seen. It's like, why are they even fighting together? There's nothing holding them together. Nothing. There's literally nothing that is holding them together as a team.
That's where like the emotional, like fighting on emotional level as they're entering the void would have solidified them as a team, because now like they are bringing each one back, basically. Like when I say like bring up like this is like her name from Yelena's youth soccer team.
Yeah, they do. They got the Thunderbolts. Yeah, from Yelena's kids soccer team. Yeah.
But when I brought up It, like the original It, like the original It, when they're in the sewer and they're in a circle and they're holding hands, basically, and each one is like It is trying to affect each one individually, even though they're all together. But they're telling them that's not your father, that's not your brother. That's what I would like think. Like that's what I would want to see happen. Like it's like
well, like what I assume was going to happen once,
not holding hands, basically, but bringing each one
right
back.
Yes, everybody getting through. What I thought was going to happen is like once they all went through the void, right? Yelena's with Bob. Everybody needs to fight their way to get to find her, essentially. So I thought like we're going to see, I don't know, Bucky, right, in his past, and then he's going to maybe see someone else, and then he's going to help them get through something. They're going to go through the next wall until the whole team is together. And then they find Yelena and bust through. But that doesn't even happen. They're just together and busting through the wall. We don't know how they got to be together, because when you go into the void, you go into your own space. You go into your own headspace, your own trauma. So I don't even know how all of them found each other in the void, but they did. And now they all busted through the wall to get to Yelena and Bob. Like we don't see any of that. It makes no sense. And it would make sense as like them coming together as a team if we saw that, the individual going through their individual thing. But we don't see anything like that. And so earlier in the movie, Yelena like jokingly, I think she's being serious, but jokingly tells Bob, because he's telling her about his past and how he has bipolar disorder, and he's telling her all this stuff, and she's like, oh, you just take all of that pain. You take all that pain and you stuff it and you don't deal with it. You hide it. You bury it deep, deep down. So then like when Bob is fighting the void, right? The void is like his last room. It's his scariest room, according to him, because he has a whole bunch of rooms, and Yelena's like, you said there were a whole bunch of rooms. Take me to the scariest room. So they go through all of the rooms. And maybe this is the team up. I don't know. But they go through all of the rooms, and the Thunderbolts help him get through all of the rooms. And then they go to the final room, which is where he's being experimented on, and that's the void, right? It's just a really dark person, and that's the void, and he has to fight the void. That made sense to me, where he is like literally like physically fighting him. He starts punching him, and to me that showed that gave me like this representation that like I'm stronger than my pain. Let me just fight it. Right? He's physically fighting it, and he's dealing with his pain. And I was just like, all right, cool. You know, maybe he'll fight it until it disappears or until it's no more, and then he'll take over, you know? But that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. So like while he's fighting it, he starts like the void starts absorbing him, and like Yelena, everybody's tied up at this point. And you can see him like start turning black, and Yelena's like, no, stop. That made sense. Him fighting it made sense to me. But she like went up to him and started hugging him. She ran up to him, started hugging him, and said, I was lying, Bob. I was wrong. You're not supposed to bury all of this stuff deep down. And to me, I'm like, he's not burying anything. He's actually facing it. Yeah. He's not burying it. He's facing it head on. He's literally fighting it. He's not burying anything. And so she was just like, I was wrong. You're not supposed to bury it. Like, you have to. She's like, I'm here. I'm your friend, or some shit like that. I can't remember what exactly she tells him, but she's basically telling him like, just it's okay. Just feel. I'm here for you. You're not alone. You're not alone. And he like, does he start crying? Dude, I can't even remember. But all of the other Thunderbolts get free, and they all come together in a fucking group hug, and that's how they defeat the Void.
Okay.
And it's not. And it's not even Guardians 1. Like the first Guardians was good because Peter was willing to sacrifice himself. That's what he was doing. He was sacrificing himself. He was ready to die, and they came together and absorbed it so he wouldn't die. But they were ready to die alongside Peter. You know, like they didn't know what would happen if they touched his hand, but they were ready to die with him. Like that is so much better than this. They just can't. Like, what were they ready to do? I don't understand what was happening. You know, because they saw that the longer Yelena held him, the darkness was fading away from him. So there was no threat to them. The darkness was leaving him. So everybody went and hugged him. And that's when the darkness left him. It was the stupidest fucking thing. There was no threat. There was no threat to them. With Guardians 1, there was a threat to them.
So all they would have had to do is hug Bob the entire time, and they would have defeated.
Yeah, Void. But then what's funny is that, like, in the post-credit scene, everybody has to, like, leave, right? They have to leave for a threat or some shit. And they were like, okay, Bob's not helping. Or they said something like that, like, Bob's not helping. They make reference or something. They hint that Bob doesn't help, and Bob's just like, you know, I can't help. If I help, the guy's gonna come out. So he pushed everything down, like, because he didn't deal with anything.
No,
he pushed it down. He didn't come to terms with shit. Like not even Sentry. Neither one of those personalities are there anymore. He's pushing down those personalities. He's just Bob. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
That's like repression, and you're not supposed to do that. Like that makes it fucking worse. And while this may, like, you know, I like know what you're doing, Blake, but you know, while I may not been willing to die walking into the void, we don't see it because, as you described it, basically they walk in, and the next thing you see is
no idea what happened. So Walker actually tells her dad that she knows what she's doing. Let me tell you something. When I touched Bob, something happened. He explains that like there is a chance that we can survive because he explains what he saw when he touched Bob. So like, and Yelena saw the same thing, and I think that's why she knew like she could walk in there and it would be fine. And so Walker also knew because he was the only other one besides Elaine's character, whatever, Julia Louis-Dreyfus character, who saw something when they touched Bob. Mm-hmm. So Walker told them it should be fine because I was sent somewhere.
And so they know that, like earlier in the movie, where it's like that's information. That's information that should be shared with the group.
Yeah,
pretty much earlier in the movie.
So like Walker tells them like, no, I think she knows what she's doing because when I touched Bob, like I was sent somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And they end on a group hug, basically. So they defeat the villain on a group hug, and post-credit scene is...
Yeah, they defeat him, And he's Bob. When he became Sentry, they dyed his hair blonde, and then he became the Void, and he was just all black. And then he's back to being just Bob, and he has like his regular clothes, his regular hair. I thought that like when they hugged him, he was going to have his Sentry outfit on because he had like this whole Sentry suit. I thought that he was going to have that on when they were done, and he was just going to be Sentry. But no, he was back to being Bob. That's just it didn't make sense to me. It did not make sense because the entire time that he was and he learned to use all of his powers within a matter of hours, by the way, or like maybe a day. That he learned to use all of his powers. Yeah,
Not
that was
convenient.
also very sped up. But yeah, they end it like that, and then they leave the building, and they see. I want to call her Amanda Waller. Holy shit, I don't know her fucking name.
Well, we know what you're talking about, basically. MCU
Yeah,
Waller.
they see Elaine, and Walker's like, we gotta kill her because she did all of this. This is all her fault, right? And everybody's like, no, don't kill her. No, we'll just arrest her or some shit. And he's just like, all right. Like, they should have killed her. But what she did was she was like, okay, guys, I know, okay. And she like goes through some curtain. She goes through a curtain, and they follow her into the curtain. Valentina, thank you. And it's the media. The media is behind this curtain. The press is there. I don't know how the press is there because all of New York was like, again, that's how. Nobody remembers shit, apparently. I don't think that people remember that they went into the void.
You'd think this would be something they bring back with them, basically. They're like,
I don't think that people remember that they went into the void. Is that correct me if you've seen the movie, chat? I don't think that people remember that they went into the void because it seems like they don't remember. Like the Thunderbolts do. The Thunderbolts do. But Bob doesn't remember. He doesn't remember shit. Bob has no idea what just happened.
That makes absolutely no sense to me.
He has no idea what happened.
That was his. That was his trauma, basically. Like he's having other people face their trauma, but that was his trauma.
What he's like. Oh, hey guys, what happened? He has no idea what happened, and it seems like nobody else does either, because they are done. Right? They saved it. Whatever. Everybody's back. Everybody's back from being in the void. And nobody's talking about it. Nobody's asking like, oh, what happened? Where were we sent? What just happened now? Did you defeat nothing? I don't get it. I need to rewatch it again because the ending was so fucking weird. And it ends so abruptly too. Like this movie could have stood to be a little. There's some storylines that like go nowhere. For instance, there's a storyline of like Valentina she's like being impeached, and they were supposed to have like an emergency hearing that day or something, and nothing came of it. Not a thing. But yeah, like she comes out and she's like, I want to introduce you to the new Avengers. I think that's what she says. The new Avengers. And they come out and they're just sort of standing there. They don't say anything. They don't say like she's evil, nothing. Yelena, who's incredibly selfish throughout the entire movie, says like what she's wanted was to sort of like be out in the open, like a hero out in the open instead of like, an assassin in the shadows. And so this is basically getting what she wanted. And so she doesn't say shit because she's selfish.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess she wanted that validation. So she doesn't say anything. All she tells Valentina is like, oh, we own you now. It's like, no, you don't. What are you talking about? No, you don't. And the movie just fucking ends. That's it.
Yeah, they don't own her because no one's saying anything. Like no one remembers anything. So even if they were to try to claim she was involved in whatever happened, who would believe them? Because they don't remember anything that happened.
See, I'm stuck on that. I don't know if they know that they were just sent into, like, that they were just saved. I don't know. because it seems like it really does seem like nobody remembers what happened.
I don't know.
That's what it seems like. Nobody remembers what happened, and that like they're cheering them on for saving them from like the falling debris. Like that's, I don't know. Like that's what it seems like to me. Maybe I don't even want to watch it again, but that's how it feels. It feels like nobody remembers what the fuck happened.
Well, you have like a special copy, so it's not like you have to pay to see it. But I'm like,
yeah, that's true.
So,
I do have a special copy.
But
the void you speak of, is it the same place as Deadpool? No, it's not the same place. It's like a place in your mind. It's your depression.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that void. The character's name in the movie is the Void.
All right. Well, another movie released this weekend to a very limited theatrical release. Take a guess as to why it was very limited. And it makes just $25,000.
That's
the entire weekend. So yeah, Rust was released. This was the movie that Alec Baldwin accidentally shot the cinematographer on during the production. Limited release, no trailers or anything. I don't remember seeing any trailers, and it just made $25,000, and it was only released in 115 theaters.
Okay, I was about to ask.
115 theaters. That's how limited it was.
Wow, $25,000.
Yeah.
That's so sad, honestly. Wow.
Does it say what the movie is? Doesn't even say what the movie is about.
Oh, I don't know what the movie's about. But
no, I was like,
the movie, the budget was $8 million.
It's not going to get it back. Maybe if they get lucky.
I'm honestly surprised that they released it.
Yeah.
Considering all the controversy surrounding it, all that, I'm surprised it was released.
It's 42% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I don't know. Like, I don't even remember seeing like I said, I didn't see anything. I completely forgot.
Yeah, I remember seeing a trailer.
So, but yeah, I'm gonna just like zoom in just a little bit. So, but yeah, this is the total it garnered. Now, I don't know how long it's going to be in these 115 theaters, but it's not going to come anywhere close to even breaking even.
That's less than what they paid the armorer on Rust.
Yeah. So, I see this going to some type of streaming service very quickly. There's no way it's going to stay in these these theaters it was released in. I don't even know. 115 theaters across the entire United States. Pretty much it's average of about 2 per state, roughly. Yeah, it's gonna go straight to streaming.
Because I'm reading something here, and it says the armor from the movie. Do you remember that? She was talked about a lot when this whole thing happened.
Oh, yeah, she was basically thrown under the bus.
Yeah, she was convicted of manslaughter, and she got 18 months in prison. She only got paid $8,000, and they also set aside an additional $8,000 for crew, $17,000 for weapons rental, and $5,000 for rounds. So the movie made less than all of that.
I'm not saying that she shouldn't have been held liable, because I'm like you had to wonder how the fuck a live round and it's still in the gun. But at the same time, it's I remember when all of this going down, she was being blatantly thrown under the bus, and I'm like, Alec Baldwin is he's responsible for everything, because he's not just starring in the movie, he's a producer. So one of his whole jobs is basically making sure it's not not just running smoothly, but safely. And he's going to point a gun right at the cinematographer, not even checking to see if it's just a blank in it or not, or anything like that. And pointing his finger on the fucking trigger, not just mimicking it. basically,
Mhm.
because anyone who knows gun safety, all right, anyone who knows gun safety knows that you do not put your finger on the trigger unless you're intending to pull that trigger on whatever target you're aiming at. You keep your finger like this to the side, so you can like go down real fast if you need to shoot. So if you're going to point it at anything and you're not like going to shoot, you keep your trigger finger on the side of the gun. That's trigger discipline. And he blatantly did not have it. And this is a man who's like been in like acting for decades, who should know also you don't do that shit. Like I'm guaranteed he's been in other movies where he's had to use a prop gun. And like you don't do that shit. You don't point it at anyone. And even if you think that there are blanks, like nothing but blanks in the chamber or chamber basically, you still don't do it. I mean, an accidental shooting is what killed Brandon Lee, basically. That should teach actors and actresses not to do shit like that. There's a freak accident on the Crow, yeah, but it still happened. And it messed up the actor who accidentally killed Brandon Lee for a long time after that. So, you would think that they would know. But anyway, yeah, $25,000, chat. Not even not even a fart in the wind, basically. It just came and went. Pretty much. And it's not going to be in theaters for long. It was only in 115. I doubt anyone is near any theater that it was released in. Sort of situation. Terra Crystal says, first movie that comes to mind is Alec Baldwin in Miami Blues. The poster shows him holding a pistol. So... Oh, you sent? Okay, it's already on the seas. I'm not, so I might, out of morbid curiosity.
It's on Prime Video.
For purchase, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah, because I'm not going to pay to rent it even, so.
Hertz Donut says, I don't shoot blanks.
But I got another movie-esque news, which you all will love. You all will love, because she is your absolute favorite. She's your absolute favorite. Never mind that she pretty much nearly single-handedly tanked Snow White's chances at the box office. I'm not saying that's like, the movie's like, the movie was shit. The changes they made did not make any sense at all. But she certainly did not help matters. But no, she's getting another movie.
Is it the one with Marissa Tomei?
Yeah, it's the one with Marissa Tomei. It's apparently based on a true story. It's apparently based on a true story.
It's what is it called? She gets it from me. Is that what it is?
Yeah, she gets it from me.
Yeah.
Basically. So it stars Marissa Tomei and Rachel Zegler. And the plot is based on a true story, follows Nikki, played by Zegler, whose engagement celebration turns into a search for her pill-popping ex-punk rocker birth mother, Charlotte, played by Tomei. Together, the two embark on an... Okay, just say chaotic. Thesaurus is not always your fucking friend. Just say chaotic. Mother and daughter journey to reconnect.
Anarchic?
Yeah, anarchic, basically. Like a version of anarchy, which is basically fucking chaos. Just say chaos. Chaotic. Like, the source is not always your friend. You don't always sound fucking smart if you use one.
Her ex-punk rocker birth mother.
Yeah. The two embark on a chaotic mother and daughter journey to reconnect, basically. So
this sounds like what is that movie? Crossroads. Britney Spears.
Oh God.
It sounds like that.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, like, it's like one of those like reminders you don't want. It's like one of those reminders you don't want, basically.
Because didn't she like embark on she like graduated and then she went to try and find her mom or something with her friend?
Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
I believe that
Mhm.
what does that say? YouTube is packed with tearful family reunions, but
But nobody
nobody
films a messy aftermath, basically. That's part of the synopsis also. YouTube is packed with tearful family reunions. I'm like, I don't know what you're fucking searching for on YouTube.
So is she
but
gonna be a
nobody films-
vlogger? Is
I
she gonna
guess so.
vlog the whole thing?
Yeah, I'm guessing she's gonna vlog the whole thing.
Stop it.
So there's Marissa Tomei, who's going to pretty much carry Rachel Zegler in the movie. That's the director. Basically, it's going to be produced. Producers on the project include Jen Dana, Ann Warner, and Jay Rice. I know 2 of them females. This is a maybe, but I'm guessing a man. Yeah, there's like the statement about Zegler. Rachel always brings a brilliant depth and humanity to her roles, and we are so excited for her to continue to showcase her versatility and humor as an actress.
Humor.
Yeah, I just threw up in my mouth there for a second.
So is this actually being made? The last thing I read was that it was being shopped around, but nobody picked it up yet.
So I think it's like still technically being shopped around, but it's yeah, I think it's like it doesn't say it's like officially been picked up. Basically, it just says maybe this will be her fairest role of them all. So I don't think it's officially been picked up yet. But that's like her slated next movie if it is. So yeah, there it is, chat. So you might be getting more of Rachel Zegler. Anyway, there's like Snow White shit basically. So. So we'll see. We'll see. First, yeah. Yeah, but anyway, like I said, like
yeah, the last thing I read about that was that the last thing I read about that was that it was just being shopped around.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like this doesn't say like definite, basically. So it's like I guess still trying to be peddled. But you did point out that she did attend the Met Gala, and that's generally something where it's if you're invited to that, it's like you pointed out that it's like the one that they're trying to make the it person for.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, not make the it person, but that the Met Gala is where a lot of deals go down.
Mm-hmm.
So if yeah, so like if they think that you have potential or something,
mm-hmm.
or they can use you for something, like you're invited to the Met Gala.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what that is. Now, someone did say that like she's not going to the Met Gala. She was invited, but she's not going to be there. Because she's in London filming, but like with considering we've seen Rachel Zegler, be filming Snow White. She's filming Snow White. They didn't want her to leave filming because she's the star. But she threw such a fit or some shit about going to the Oscars that I think it was the Oscars. I'm pretty sure it was the Oscars. That like, she went to was it the Oscars or the Golden? It was some award show that they didn't want her to go to, but she went anyway. And like they started filming scenes with Gal Gadot instead while she was gone. So I would think that, if she was doing performances in London, that she would jump at the chance to attend the Met Gala because she's all about attention. And that is serious attention. That is serious attention. All eyes are on you. All eyes are on like what you're wearing. You're being interviewed. So many pictures are being taken of you. So like, I can't imagine her not wanting to go to that. I'm wondering if all of this, I'm wondering if she was invited and maybe, I believe it's hosted, hold on, wait, let me double check this. Yeah. I'm wondering if because the Met Gala is done by Anna Wintour, and she's a very serious woman. I'm wondering if maybe her invitation got revoked, and she was just like, "Oh, I just can't make it."
I would
I
not
don't
be
know.
surprised given everything that went down around Snow White. Like, yeah, probably good. Like, probably good if you do not show up.
Yeah, because I mean, there's like I don't know. There's a rumor.
Mhm.
It's like it's been a long standing rumor, but like I don't know. She denies it, but it's always been a long standing rumor that like all of your outfits literally have to be approved by her. What
Mhm.
you wear has to be approved by
Oh
her
my god.
at the Met Gala. Yeah, so like it is it's
Yeah.
really yeah. So it's a very tightly run ship. Like the Met that's
He even said that people can. Not everyone who shows up at the Met Gala actually goes in, basically. So because there's like
right.
only
Yeah, not
some
everyone who
people that
shows up
actually go
actually
in.
goes in. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, not everyone who goes actually shows in. I mean, it's even a huge deal to like be someone who's like on the sides asking the celebrity questions, being
Mhm.
invited to that. So, yeah, the Met Gala is a huge well, I guess it's a big deal.
Mhm.
Especially if you're invited to walk the Met Gala red carpet and then you're invited like into the dinners and the way that people are seated inside the dinner, no phones are allowed, no photography, no video, nothing. They seat you at all of these tables depending on like you're seated basically by business deal. Everybody at your table is there for a specific reason, and so you are there to do business.
Yeah. So I would not be surprised if she was like quietly disinvited. I'm not saying that I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
But since we talked about Thunderbolts, we got a couple other Marvel-esque articles, and I'm gonna talk about the Fantastic Four one because you all will love this, chat. You all will love this. If anybody knows anything about the Fantastic Four, basically, like not the movie that's coming out, but basically just in general, Johnny Storm is kind of a womanizer. He's a ladies' man, all right. He knows he's good looking, and he uses it basically. So
He's
Johnny's
having
like,
fun.
yeah, it's
Let
Johnny
him
Storm.
have fun.
No one had any fucking issue with it. Right? No one had any fucking issue. Not even women. Because I watched the Fantastic Four, like the cartoon series when I was growing up. Right? He's a normal guy. Now he's gotten powers now, but he's a normal guy. All right. After 63 years, Marvel is ready to confront one of Fantastic Four's most frustrating flaws. And guess whom they target? Right. With the Fantastic Four First Steps set to hit theaters, Marvel is finally revisiting the Fantastic Four's most problematic aspect of the team, the Human Torch's destructive womanizing tendencies. So basically, they're going to be going after Johnny Storm's toxic masculinity, if this is true.
He's going to be asking for consent.
Yeah. They're going after his toxic masculinity.
They're probably looking at it like, oh, kids are going to see this. They can't be seeing Johnny acting like that around girls. It'll send the wrong message.
Yeah. But like even with his kind of like womanizing tendencies, and I say kind of, like because like he never did anything bad. He never did anything despicable. He was a ladies' man, like I said. He knew he was handsome. He had he had charisma, and he would use it. He would kind of use it to his advantage, which is what guys do. Which is what guys do when they have that charisma, when they have that little bit of arrogance to them. That's just Johnny Storm. But he was still deep down a good guy. He was still a good guy. And he would rise to the occasion, rise to the challenge, rise to the occasion when evil needed to be defeated. So, and it even says right here, while romance has always been part of Johnny Storm's character for the first few decades of his career as a superhero, he was never portrayed as a playboy who would often cross the line into despicable behavior. So what's the fucking problem with Johnny Storm? If you're even saying for the first few decades, he was fine. He was fine. But beginning in the late 1980s, Marvel saw a shift in Johnny Storm's personality from an impulsive teen and hopeless romantic to a serial cheater whose less than heroic actions greatly impacted his family. So he wasn't perfect. Pretty much so he wasn't perfect. I would not put it past him, basically, or at the very least, be in touch with his feminine side.
Oh, he's going to be very femme. He's going to be
Yeah.
feminized in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be taking orders from his sister. I don't think he's going to be womanizing in this movie.
Yeah.
He's going to be cucked. They're going to cuck Johnny Storm.
Mm-hmm.
He's problematic. He's toxic. You can't show any type of masculine traits. Anything masculine is viewed as toxic and bad. So it has to be feminized in order to be shown as positive. Or yeah.
And I like this actor overall because he was Eddie in season 4 of Stranger Things, and like I enjoyed his performance. I enjoyed him overall as an actor, but like this is his quote, so it's like basically turning me off of him as an actor. Says right here, Quinn explained, he's a man that leads with a lot of bravado, which can be an affront sometimes, but he's funny. Myself and Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige were speaking about previous iterations of him and where we are culturally. He was branded as this womanizing devil-may-care guy, but is that sexy these days? Yeah. Yes. Hell, Chris Evans played Johnny Storm like that, and women fucking wanted him.
Remember when he came out of the shower and then he just gave himself a steam dry?
Yeah. Remember remember in the movie where like,
I'm gonna pull up that scene.
Remember in the movie when his power came on all of a sudden when he was skiing downhill, like he like just like you know it's like flames like burned off all his clothes and he ended up naked in the snow.
Yeah.
The woman's first reaction was to start undressing herself so she could have sex with him right there. I was like, yes, we want that. Do you all remember that?
He landed in the snow. He landed in the snow, and it became a hot spring. It became a hot spring.
It became a hot spring, yeah, but his clothes burned off. So he's standing there naked in this like hot spring that he created. And the woman's first reaction was like she smiles and she starts undressing. You don't see what happens after that, but it's pretty fucking clear what it does. And I'm like, we remember. I remember that. I'm saying, like, is that is that sexy these days? Yes. We want another Chris Evans like performance from Johnny Storm because that's Johnny Storm. I love text. I love fan text. All right, yeah, I'm doing it. Add a stage. Come on, add a stage. Okay, I gotta stop sharing my screen. Apparently, StreamYard. Really? You fuck. Yeah, it wasn't letting me share it.
With or without you.
Were you just waiting outside the bathroom to try and catch me in a towel?
Yes.
Dude, when I saw that, I was just like, whoa, okay.
Try and catch me in a towel?
How clever is that? That is so clever.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
do that now.
No, apparently that's not sexy now. Apparently, like, yeah, that's
toxic behavior.
To try and catch me in a towel?
How dare he flirt?
Yeah.
How dare he flirt? You can't flirt with women anymore.
Can't have that now. You can't have that now. That's too problematic. We got to fix that. We got to fix that in the new Fantastic Four movie. So yeah, they're gonna cuck Johnny Storm.
I want to find that.
It's not going to be Johnny Storm. Hell, it's not even going to be Reed Richards because Pedro Pascal is playing him. Pedro Pascal pretty much plays Pedro Pascal in every fucking role he's in. It doesn't even be Reed Richards. And I don't know the actress who's playing Sue Storm, and I don't know the other actor. I don't know the other actor. So I can't say anything about them necessarily in their what their performance is, but Pedro plays Pedro in every fucking thing he's in. And like I said, I did like Quinn overall as an actor. Since seeing him basically in Stranger Things season 4, but now we're not. Oh god, This is the scene I was telling you about. See? But he ends up naked. His clothes are burned off. See?
Care to join me?
And she smiles and she's like, yeah, like she's like drops the scene. And so she's gonna start getting undressed. It's like, yeah. I'm like does no one remember that? Basically,
Her legs are split open too. Yeah.
yeah. Like very fucking like the innuendo is blatantly there, pretty much, and no one cared. No one cared.
It was a good
but
movie.
What?
I said it was a good movie.
Yeah. So. But I'm saying, and he's, to answer his question, I don't think so. This version of Johnny is less callous with other people's feelings, and hopefully there's a self-awareness about what's driving that attention-seeking behavior. So he's going to be in touch with his emotions, and he's going to dig deep down and find out why he's such a jerk. And he's going to change his ways, chat. Yeah, maybe Fantastic Four 1 and 2 for 1 and 2's at some point, which I gotta talk with Orange Chat about if we're even doing the 1s and 2s this month, because I'm not sure about his schedule. But Johnny Storm's gonna be in touch with his feelings, chat. He's gonna be in touch with his feelings. He's gonna be less problematic. He's gonna be less callous of other people's feelings, and he's gonna be more self-aware of his behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a male feminist, pretty much. Yeah, they make him a male feminist, pretty much. They're cucking him. They're cucking him.
Gary just tweeted, there's a new Doctor Who villain. Straight white male podcaster.
What?
I don't know. It makes me want to watch it.
No. I never got into watching Doctor Who, but I'm like, what?
Straight white male podcaster.
So toxic fandom, basically.
Yeah. My brother keeps texting me.
So, Hollywood really hates streamers. Yeah, because, well, for the most part, streamers tell it like it is. We don't shill for the most part. But honestly, did you watch the Hawkeye show
Yeah.
at all? Okay, so basically, like
It was really bad. I watched it and I don't remember it. That's how memorable it is. I literally only watched it for Jeremy Renner.
which is part of the reason, like, big reason why you should be watching is he's Hawkeye. But from what I remember, when people were talking about it, is the focus was actually on Kate Bishop.
It is, yeah. At the very least, the one thing that I can say that's positive about Kate Bishop is that at least she looked up to Hawkeye. He inspired her to be an archer. I remember that much. It was like during the Battle of New York, she was like looking out the window and watching, and I think he saved her. I can't remember for sure. But she saw him and he inspired her to be an archer. Like she looked up to him. He is her hero. So that was cool. At least, they're not just, there is some sort of like backstory there. She does look up to this character. He sort of sees her as a surrogate daughter, maybe, kind of takes her under his wing. But overall, the show is stupid.
So, but at this point, like, granted, you don't remember season 1, but we might not even get season 2 because Jeremy Renner.
I didn't even finish it. I remember that. I didn't even finish it.
So you wouldn't care about season 2, but it might not happen because I guess that there's an insult pay cut from Disney for Jeremy.
Yeah. Do you have the video?
Let's see if it's part of this article.
Okay.
So this right here.
Yeah. Trey says that they made my boy Kingpin cry. See, that's what people were saying, that like she fought Kingpin and won, and I didn't even finish it. I didn't finish the show. I didn't get past wait, what were they called? What is Echo's gang called? I can't remember.
I can't even remember. And Echo is basically a poor man's taskmaster.
No, she's
You know what I'm
not.
talking about. What?
A poor man's taskmaster?
So,
Is that what you were gonna say?
I think so. I can't remember basically, but
Oh.
Echo is basically her whole powers is basically like mimicking.
Oh, is it? I didn't.
Yeah,
even,
that's her whole power.
I just know that the episode that I stopped at was where they got like tied in chairs. They were tied in chairs in a warehouse. And the tracksuit mafia. Yes, the tracksuit mafia.
But you know how like basically Taskmaster is able to like in a split second mimic someone's fighting style, so like you're like it can keep up basically, so you'd have to constantly change your fighting techniques with Taskmaster and can copy. That's Echo basically, because Echo's able to do it. Like literally a poor man's. It's literally a poor man's Taskmaster.
So maybe I don't know enough to remember because I don't remember that. I don't remember her doing that in the show, and I didn't watch her show. So, but yeah, the tracksuit mafia had them like tied together in chairs, and I think that's where you see Echo. I don't know if it's you see her for the first time there, but that was the last episode I saw. I didn't even finish it.
The only thing I remember of Echo was that atrocious fight scene with Daredevil, that poorly fucking choreographed fight scene.
Oh yeah.
And I
tracksuit mafia.
Yeah, and I remember comparing it to like the Raid, like the fight from the Raid 2, basically, just to show like how it wasn't even close because people were defending the choreography and they're like, well, it's just a TV series. And I'm like, that series spent more money on the entirety of the series, even per episode, than the entirety of the budget for Raid 2, basically. So you're telling, so I'm wondering where that money fucking went, because it certainly wasn't in like the fight choreography and the stunt coordinators or anything like that. When I'm saying like, fights in Raid 2 were a hell of a lot better than the choreography on something that cost how many times the budget of the Raid movies? But here's like, see if I can, the video will play. Hold on. Will it play? No, it takes me to TikTok. Oh, come on. I hate bounding.
I think I have it on Twitter.
Okay, yeah, you might have to pull it up on Twitter because it's not letting me play the video through here. Bounding's like gone downhill.
Here, I put it in the private chat.
All right.
I don't pull up bounding articles anymore. I'm about to stop pulling up. There are certain outlets now that I can't with the ads on them. They're fucking crazy. They're insane. Yeah.
So okay, the volume's up.
They asked me to do a season 2, and they offered me half the money. I'm like, wow, it's going to take me twice the amount of work for half the amount of money. And so 8 months of my time, essentially, and to do it for half the amount. I'm like, I'm sorry. Why? Because you think I'm only half the Jeremy because I got ran over? Maybe that's why you want to pay me half of what I made on the first season? And this is not Marvel, mind you. This is like this Disney, not even really Disney. It's just the penny pinchers that I did accountants. I told them to go fly a kite. I mean, just at the insult offer. And we didn't see eye to eye on that. And sadly, and I still love the character. I still love to do it. But I had to defend myself. I didn't ask for any more money, mind you, right? It just paid me what I made the first season. So it's a little disheartening that didn't happen, but that's fine. I'm happy to let that go because my body's probably thanking me, time and time again that I'm not doing it right now. But we'll see.
Yeah.
So Jeremy Renner is going on a book. He's on a book tour right now because he wrote a memoir about his accident, and I have it. I'm reading
not
it. I'm
surprised.
currently reading it right now. It's really good. It's really good. But yeah, he's on a book tour right now. He's been going on a bunch of podcasts. And it's what's interesting to me is that it should feel like a slap in the face for him because it's been 2 years, a little over 2 years since his accident. And after he was run over by the snowplow, like 4 months later, 4 months after his accident, he was walking a Disney Plus red carpet to promote Renovations, which was a Disney Plus show. They were going to cancel it, and postpone it, but he didn't want to do that. And he was telling Disney like, no, I should be walking. Literally, like, they kept checking in on his recovery, and he's like, no, I'll be there. I'll be at the red carpet. So like he was walking with assisted walking, mind you. It was assisted walking. He was walking with a cane, and like he had his assistant, I believe, close by with like he had like this little scooter thing that he would use to sort of like get around a little faster. But he was 4 months after being run over and all of those terrible surgeries, and he was in a lot of pain because he was going on talk shows and promoting this show as well. And he would tell them like, no, don't get it twisted. I'm in a lot of pain. Like he was in a lot of pain, and he was still doing that. So to go from like, I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to hustle, get better, and promote this Disney Plus show that people probably didn't, there wasn't like a huge audience for that show. It's, so, but he went out there and promoted it. And I'm sure it's like a slap in the face for him. Like, oh, we want you to come do Hawkeye again, but we're just going to give you half the money now.
Yeah.
Even though and it's a daily struggle for him. He has to do like stretches and all of these exercises for him, or else his joints are going to like stiffen up, because I think he said like 30% of his body or something is like titanium.
I believe it. Yeah. Because all the surgeries that he had to go through. And he even says like, I'm not even asking for more money. Like I'm just like, kind of like, it would make sense if you just paid me at the very least what you paid me for the first season.
Yeah. Basically. And he's right saying like he's going to have to do double the work because he's not 100%. It's going to be harder for him to do stunts. And I think that he was on what is his name? Joe Rogan, on Joe Rogan's podcast, because Joe Rogan actually brought up, being an action hero. And he's like, wouldn't it be crazy to go from like where you were a couple of years ago back to being an action hero, doing like another Bourne movie. What is his name in that Alex Cross, I think is his name, or something. I can't remember his name in that movie, but doing another like Bourne movie, or even Hawkeye. And he was like, that would be incredible. He's like, it would be hard work though. It would be really hard to get back there. Yeah. To do that. Because he was even saying like, maybe even like not do my own stunts, but like have the stunt double come in and do it for me, because like it's hard for him. Like fuck. Yeah. Yeah, so he's one of the OG. Yeah, he's the A6. Aaron Cross. Aaron Cross, that's his name. Yeah, he's one of the original Avengers. Yeah. And yeah. Apparently, according to like the full list of everybody who's going to be in Doomsday, apparently he's on the list to come back as Hawkeye.
We'll see. So, but like I said, that is like, to offer like not just a slight cut in pay, but like half.
It would make sense that they're only offering him a little bit of money because they're not making any money. Like Marvel is really struggling right now, and the Disney Plus shows are doing fuck all, So it from a budget perspective, it does make sense because that stuff's just not bringing in any money, right? And Marvel is currently they're all of their projects have been bleeding. Like they haven't been doing very well. So it makes sense that that they would want to pay him half. I wonder if Jeremy Renner, I wonder if it shows how much he made for the first Hawkeye, actually.
Probably could find that.
Yeah, I'm gonna look. Oops. Dang it. Hold on, let me ask a question because it wasn't publicly revealed. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So we don't know what he made for season 1.
oh. At this point, it's going to take Disney a long time to course correct anything. It's like they even like can think about making a Hawkeye season 2 when, again, like they are bleeding money out. Parks aren't making money. Snow White bombed. Little Mermaid pretty much bombed at the box office. It's almost riding, at least for the short term, entirely on Lilo and Stitch. And isn't that coming out this month? At the end of this month, around the end of this month, the Lilo and Stitch live action.
It releases, this month, May 23rd.
So, okay, yeah. Ironheart is still happening. We don't know. I mean, yeah, the focus was Kate Bishop, but he'd still be doing more work because of the fact that like he's going like fighting through the pain from surgeries. So it's like I would say like be. Yeah, I could see him making saying, "Hey, at least pay me what you paid me for season 1." Like he said, I'm not asking for any more than that. No, this is Talk Nerdy tonight, like stream. Sundays is Talk Nerdy, unless for some reason like not like one of us can't do it, then
then it would be gaming.
Yeah,
then Mara would be gaming.
Pretty much. Last article I have, which is very fucking ironic, coming from this chick, because if you all don't remember what happened, but like when like before Cowboy Bebop dropped, an image was like released, like as a promotional image. Basically, we see like the 3 characters in like the live action, basically. And the only thing people like commented on, negatively.
Hold on, sorry. Before we talk about Cowboy or the things that she said, can I share something really quickly?
All right, I think I'm going to stop my screen so it won't let me share.
Because I don't want to have to go back to Marvel since we're already on the Marvel topic. A major MCU report details what went wrong at Marvel Studios in the early 2020s and how Kevin Feige is getting the franchise back on track. This came out in the Wall Street Journal, and I tried to read it, but you have to like get a subscription to the Wall Street Journal in order to read it, and I never read it. So I was waiting for someone to report on it, and this is from Screen Rant. So they're saying that the Marvel Studios will put on a negative trajectory due to Bob Iger. And his satisfied parent company Disney's hunger for content on Disney Plus. It got to a point where employees who worked on the 2020 Marvel projects said it was challenging to secure enough time with Feige to get his feedback, and that resulted in various creative teams having to work. They spent weeks fine-tuning, and it became irrelevant once he weighed in. But Feige told colleagues that he only agreed to Iger's plans because of a zealousness to tell more stories and a desire to be an excellent corporate citizen. But now
he was just following orders. So he's just following orders, basically.
He's just following Bob Iger's orders.
Yeah, like a good goose stepping.
Yeah, but now Feige is correcting the course, and they're trying to go back to quality over quantity. You know what's funny? It sounds like they're blaming all of Phase 4 and all of the failure of Phase 4 on Bob Iger, while also quoting Bob Iger, because Bob Iger said that they're wanting for that Disney is going for quality over quantity as well. Where is it? Where is it?
Kevin Feige was a man that's like Star Wars fans wanted to take over Lucasfilm, and I'm like, you realize he's like one of the reasons why Marvel's failing.
Yeah.
But not like he's full on like throwing Iger under the bus. So this is just a laugh a minute.
So now what they're going to do is they're only going to do two shows a year on Disney Plus. The shows will be allowed to breathe a little easier without having to worry about massive tie-ins to the films. It'll allow Marvel Television to get back on track, running more traditional series, especially following Daredevil Born Again's overhaul. And then there was something that said like that Kevin Feige had said that they unintentionally created a no new fans club.
Right,
because now all of the MCU stuff, because now all of Phase 4 felt like homework.
If you scroll down, I think I saw it in a paragraph. That quote. Hold on. There, right there.
Here it is. One of the big factors that they're attempting to undo is the trend of Marvel having accidentally created a no new fans club. Because the MCU began to feel like homework if they hadn't watched various movies or TV shows ahead of time. And part of Feige's course correcting also includes limiting Marvel Television to 2 live action shows a year. So that's all yeah. Especially since nobody's watching the fucking shows. No one's watching those shows. And if they are, they're making fun of them. Like that's pretty much it. If they are, they're making fun of them. But yeah, people have been saying it since 2016. Since they put WandaVision on, like it's way too much content, especially Disney Plus content. It is 100% homework, especially having to go and watch the Thunderbolts. You had to have watched, let's see, Captain America, Winter Soldier, or not Winter Soldier. Oh my gosh, what is the one?
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You have to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Ant-Man, and the Wasp. Oh my gosh. The new Captain America movie.
Oh, Brave New World.
Yeah, Brave New World. You have to have watched Hawkeye and Black Widow. I'm trying to think of all the characters that were in there. The original Avengers movie. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot that you had to watch in order to understand who all of these characters are, and more importantly, what they are talking about in the movie. Because they did bring up things that like I didn't go and see. Oh, and the Marvels. Yeah, you had to watch the Marvels. But they are bringing up conversations and things that like I don't remember. I don't remember them talking about it. They're bringing up things that I didn't see. So you had to have watched all of that shit in order to understand what is going on in the Thunderbolts.
That's the reason why I didn't big reason why I didn't bother watching Thunderbolts is I knew I didn't watch anything leading up to it. So it's like I would be completely lost in whatever references were made to anything else that happened post Infinity War era, pretty much. So I'd be completely lost. The only thing that I would recognize is only because I would like live vicariously through people's reviews was John Walker, with people talking about his character in Falcon and Winter Soldier, basically. That's it. But I would not know, and the only reason I would know Yelena also, and what's his name? David Harbour's character's name again.
Red Guardian
was from people talking about the Black Widow movie. You know, and they like the gender swapped Taskmaster. Basically.
Yeah, see, I didn't even watch that movie. I just watched reviews.
Yeah, I didn't watch the movie, so I would not know any references or anything. I would not know. I wouldn't know. I'm gonna call her Elaine Bennett, basically, like the MCU Waller. I would not know anything that her character is connected to because I didn't watch any of the shows. So I would not know any references she made.
Yeah, I don't know where she came from.
I have no idea.
This is the first time I'm seeing her.
I did not see the second Ant-Man movie. I only saw the first one. So I haven't seen anything past that, so I would not know Ghost or anything.
Yeah, when did Ant-Man 2 come out? Hold on. Ant-Man 2.
Trey says she's in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah. I didn't watch it. I only watched the first one.
That was 7 years ago. You have to remember Ghost. I don't remember. I remember Ghost, the character, but I don't remember what the movie was about.
Yeah. There it is. Like I said, like post like the Infinity War phase source, I didn't watch anything. So
Yeah, I don't remember what the movie was about. Was it about getting the mom out of the quantum realm? Jesus, I can't remember.
I think that was, yeah, because the third one was
Was it
the
about getting the mom out?
I think the second one was
And
about
then they
the
brought
getting
Ghost
the
back? I
second
don't
one-
remember.
I think the second one was about getting the mom back, basically. Because the third one was, I remember the communist ants, basically.
Yeah, I remember the third one. I don't remember the second one very well. I think
Watts
it's
gets her
about...
suit in the second one, yeah, because that's where they go rescue the mom.
Yeah, she gets her suit at the end of the first one, and then we actually
Yeah.
see her using her suit.
Three
in the
was
second
Kang,
one,
yeah. So 3 was Kang, so yeah. So the second one was, the focus was getting the mom
getting
out
the
of the
mom
quantum
out.
realm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember how Ghost comes into play though.
I
in that
couldn't
one.
tell
I
you.
don't remember how she gets out of the quantum realm or how they interact with Ghost. I don't honestly, I don't remember. I don't remember.
So like I said, like, you know, like this movie like announced. I saw the trailers and I'm like, I wouldn't even watch it on the C's or any special copies because, like I said, you know, I would not know anything going on. I would not know what the humor was, if you would call it that. I would not get anything. And it says to me that I did not miss anything because it ended with a group hug. That saved New York.
Mm-hmm.
The Losers Club came together. Pretty much.
They came together.
Yeah.
But yeah, Marvel's going through an overhaul, and I honestly can't believe they're putting this all on Kevin Feige. Isn't that what it sounds like? It sounds like they're putting the blame on Kevin Feige and his push for Disney Plus.
You mean Bob Iger?
I mean Bob Iger,
Yeah.
not Kevin Feige.
You know what?
Bob
I
Iger.
can believe it
I
because
can't believe they're putting it.
This is corporate tactics 101, basically. Like you push the shit on to someone else, basically. You throw whomever you can under the bus. Because Kevin Feige is full on one to blame for the shit that
I
happened.
think that they're both to blame, right?
I'm saying, but he's
like
this is
Bob
corporate
Iger is
tactics.
pushing Disney Plus, but doesn't everything have to go through Kevin Feige? I mean, what's her name? The chick, one of the writers for She-Hulk, even said, like, "Oh yeah, Kevin said go ahead and do whatever you want to do." Yeah.
So everything has
to go through Kevin Feige.
It's like with Lucasfilm, everything has to go through Kathleen Kennedy. With Marvel, everything has to go through Kevin Feige. But I said this is corporate tactic 101. Like, you know, it's like they're like, you know, it's like to save his own skin, Kevin Feige is going to throw Bob Iger under the bus. It's exactly what he's doing.
I think Kevin Feige doesn't want fans to blame him, so that's why fans already don't like Bob Iger because of Disney and all of like the shitty Disney films that have been coming out. So I'm wondering if it's just like, well, he already has a lot of hate on him. Here's just a little bit more, and that'll be like less heat on me. But people aren't stupid. Sure, he's Bob Iger is the CEO of Disney, and everything falls under that. But everything still has to go through Kevin Feige. Don't tell me you're a shitty overseer of all of this Marvel content and you had no idea that all of this was being made. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Craig's pointing out basically since Guardians, it's like, you know, MCU has gone downhill. Age of Ultron sucked. Civil War sucked. Doctor Strange was mid. So for him to put the full blame on Iger when you can go back and say, hey, MCU was going like, you know, like starting to go downhill way before Bob Iger pushed for all this Disney Plus content. It full on falls on Kevin Feige's shoulders at that point, but he doesn't want to take the blame. He does not want to take the blame.
Well, I think that he doesn't want fans to look badly on him because he's still in charge of the MCU and he needs the MCU to be on an upward trajectory, you know? So if fans have no faith in him, then they have no faith in any of the projects that are coming up. So I think that that's why they're trying to like pass the buck onto Iger. But
Yeah,
again, everything still goes through Kevin Feige.
Thor 3 ruins Thor. It was like Thor was ruined before Love and Thunder, basically. Thor 3 ruins Thor. But yeah. Anyway, like like I say, like the last article I have, I don't know if I can present it while you're sharing. Let me just see if I can. Just real fast. Just like the irony of this. Just the irony of this. Like just real fast, basically. And as I was saying earlier, for those who were paying attention to when the Cowboy Bebop live action was coming out, and people were commenting on her look, basically. It did not look like Faye Valentine's look in the promotional image, and that's all people were criticizing. We didn't give a shit about the actress herself or anything, but we were criticizing the look. And I remember criticizing the fact that the only standout in the entire image was the dog, was Einstein. All right, and because you could see the dog, but the image itself was so poorly lit that you could barely see the actors who are portraying the three main characters. And hell, they race swapped Jet Black, but he was the best fucking part in the entire series, pretty much. And to his credit, he did not attack the fans. I'm not saying that to defend this, the episodes or anything, but he was actually the best part. He was actually one of the best acting in that season. He tried. At the very least, he tried. And again, he did not attack the fans. He did not attack the fan, anyone who was criticizing the season. He said, we can't please everyone. The people are passionate. I did my best. We all did our best. We all try to put something out that you all would enjoy. He was civil about it. He was diplomatic about it. And she was one of the worst parts about Cowboy Bebop. And she's coming out and just the fact that she cannot see the irony in what she is saying just boggles my mind. But she says that calls on Hollywood to do a better job when adapting anime. You were in one of the worst anime adaptations in history, and you have the nerve to come out and call out Hollywood after you attacked fans, mind you, after you attacked people criticizing your look, not your body, not your acting, or anything like that. The outfit you were fucking wearing in the promotional image, you came out and attacked people. Speaking from first-hand experience, Netflix's live-action Cowboy Bebop star believes that Hollywood needs to start treating the popular anime IPs they've become so obsessed in adapting with the proper respect that not just the source material, but also its fans deserve. Oh, really? The people you attacked, the ones who said, "Yeah, that does not look like Faye." Everyone remembers her complaining about Faye's clothes and refused to wear them. Yeah, she refused to wear the the iconic look that Faye has in the actual anime. She refused to wear it, and people were calling her out on that. And she attacked those critics. And she's coming out and saying this shit. It's the fact that irony is not smacking her right in the face is just mind-boggling. The actress asserted, "I feel like those animations, they mean so much to people and they're so personal, and I think people really connect to when they watched it and the point of their lives. And so I just feel like, I'll say this, having been in one that you systematically destroyed, I think that those studios, they need to do a better job at valuing that IP. This is the look we got. Like this image right here is a look we got from the actress playing Faye in Cowboy Bebop. This right here. Again, not Faye from the anime, not her look. Oh, remember this? Welcome to the pain, motherfucker, when she says that or whatever in that episode. And
I don't remember. I didn't watch that.
Oh my god. Her face.
Did you watch it?
I watched it. And she says something like, "Welcome to the pain, motherfucker."
I didn't watch it.
And her eyes are wide. She's just snorted a bunch of lines of cocaine. And she's like, "Welcome to the pain, motherfucker." It was so bad. It was so fucking bad, chat. Don't bother watching it, even out of morbid curiosity. Yeah, it was so bad. So, But yeah, just the fact that I had to talk about that because of the fact I remember when all that shit went down prior to the release of the live action Cowboy Bebop, when she was going after people, targeting critics, like, calling them racist, calling them sexist, and things like that, and just if she didn't do it, it was just shy of calling them basement dwellers and neckbeards, basically. But she attacked those criticizing the clothes she was wearing, not her physically, not her body, not her acting or anything, just the clothes that they put her in. Yeah. But that's it. I just had to point out that irony. And if you want nightmare fuel stuff, look at a clip of the live action Ed that we would have been introduced to in Cowboy Bebop if season 2 had happened.
I think I remember what she looked like. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Because this is a prime example of why certain things in anime do not translate to life.
Yeah. She was really close to the camera. I was like, ah!
Yeah, really close to the camera.
Yeah. I remember that.
And I was like, I saw that and it was like nightmare fuel. And I was like, that's why some things should not be adapted from anime to live action. I get that's what the characters like in the anime, but live action should be toned down just a little bit because not everything works in live action. That would work in an anime.
Yeah. I remember Ed because Lethal used to tell me that I reminded him of Ed. Is that a fish tank?
I had to find a fake cosplay. Find a fake cosplay.
No idea what he was talking about.
Yeah. Faye's actually a good character. She's a good character. It's just, again, that was pure nightmare fuel when that scene happened. It wasn't it was at the end of the season. It was basically to set up kind of season 2, which never transpired, pretty much. I think they just stop adapting anime because there are certain things about anime that I think can be adapted. Like Black Lagoon, I think could be adapted to live action. It would still need to be toned down, but I think Black Lagoon could be adapted to live action. I do not trust Netflix at all to do a live action adaptation of Black Lagoon, but it could be because there's at least some grounding in reality with that anime. It could be done. I just don't trust Netflix to do it. So there it is. But that's all I have for you, chat. That's what I have for you. Like I said, next week we'll be on Steph's channel.
Mine.
Yeah. And Black Lagoon is hardcore. And I would get a Revy inspired tattoo, like her, the arm tattoo she has. I would get that at some point. Because I think it goes up to her neck.
Are you gonna get a neck tattoo?
I think part of her tattoo does go up to her neck a little bit. If you look at Revy, so it kind of comes up her arm, shoulder, and up her neck just a little bit.
Mm.
If I were to get her tattoo, it would be like that.
Ooh.
Well, they already ruined.
I got my first really big tattoo on my arm, and I was just like, "This is so much."
Let me see, just gonna get an image of Revy's tattoo, just so the chat can see. Can I type, please? Thank you.
No, you can't type.
See if I can show. It looked like this, basically. Let me see if I can. See if I can find her Revy. Well, this is a deviant art drawing, but this is essentially what her tattoo would look like. This right here goes up the arm, and you can't see it, but it goes a little bit up her neck a little bit. So it's looks like that. Tribal inspired tattoo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
like this right here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I think you can see it kind of in this image here. See, but that's what the tattoo would be basically. So I will take this time to point out that I also have a Revy cosplay. But anyway, yeah, so next week we'll be on Steph's channel. She gets to come up with the article. She gets to set up the stream and pay attention to the time if she's playing Split Fiction with Disbrew.
I will pay attention to the time. I'll be
I'm sure
setting an
Disbrew will be
alarm.
sure of
I'll
that.
set an alarm on my phone. I don't know what y'all are talking about. I am great with time. Okay? I am great with time. I am. Disbrew, if he was still here, he would totally agree with me as well. I am great with time. I have no problem whatsoever keeping track of time.
Trey's like, sure.
And I don't smoke weed.
And I'm sober.
Soul, happy fiesta. Yeah.
It's like, keep telling yourself that stuff. But anyway, it's on her channel next week, Chad. So before I give my outro, Steph, let everybody know where they can find you and all that fun stuff that you have coming up.
My nerdy home everywhere. I'll be doing some more Lego streams, and then tomorrow will be nerdy news. I think nerdy news is. I think I wanted to start doing it on Monday. I'm pretty sure. It's either Monday or Wednesday. So yeah, but nerdy news this week, and then more videos.
All right.
More videos.
And this week, kind of have to stick with basically just streaming. But this week, chats, since I was, thank you, Gravy D, again, since I was gifted Witchfire. I think let's like try my hand at playing Witchfire because it's like it's a first-person shooter. It's kind of open world, but you play like a sinner who's going like basically going after demons for like basically on your path to redemption, basically. So kind of like feels like a little bit like kind of feels like a little bit like a BioShock and like maybe some Doom in a sense, basically. But I'm trying my hand at that. I'm gonna install that through Steam and we play that starting tomorrow. Wednesday, unless anything changes, should be the top 10 1999 films with Steve Kenobi. So we will be rounding out the 90s, our own personal top 10 lists with 1999 this coming Wednesday. And then back to the gaming stream. So and I will return to reading streams. So I will return to reading streams so I can finish going through Lord of the Rings because I'm nearly done with book 1. Fellowship of the Ring, book 1. At some point, I'm going to do that. It's just easier for me to jump onto gaming streams now a little bit. But like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will be streaming. Thursday, I have to get up early, Friday, and then Saturday. So no stream Thursday, no stream Friday. Saturday will be a Discord watch party of sorts for Backlash on Saturday, the upcoming wrestling event. And then, like I said, Talk Nerdy again will be on her channel next Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So
I'm sure I'll have topics.
I'm sure. We didn't even get through the first week, basically, of 2025, and already shit was going down. So I'm sure we'll have something to talk about.
I think so.
I'm thinking the Pin Down podcast Discord tray, just because it's kind of like makes more sense to kind of watch it there. If that's fine, but that's where I was thinking doing the Backlash watch party. But there it is, chat. So thank you again. So on that note, thank you again for the super stickers, super chats, and everything. Have a good rest of your day or evening wherever you are in the world, and we will see you all either in cyberspace during the week on our individual streams during the week, or on Talk Nerdy to Us on her channel next Sunday. And a happy early Mother's Day to everyone's mothers. Because next Sunday is Mother's Day. Peace.
Bye.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.